turn, spin a fucking record. I've been feeling better, you just finna get worse. Going head first, shorty get in bed first. No effort, I take it to the next verse. Yeah, I'ma set her up like water. Bitch, I'm magic with my dad, no Harry Potter. Wanna apologize for taking on your daughter. Yeah, daughter. Stop, I don't lean, no drink, no walk. Think I'd rather go and smoke crack rock. You can see I'm the G on the block. Real talk, I'ma break down. I'ma go down with a drum, I'ma shake down. Every single bomb with a gun, don't hate now. Bitch, I'm number one, have fun, I'ma play now. I'ma bang now.
Bum, 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 bum.
Nigga, eat this ass like a plum. This pussy tight like a nun. Better chew it up like it's gum. Then wipe your mouth when you done. So sexy, I can make gal in the robe. I can body every look and I can body every pose. Neck full of diamonds, yeah, I'm forever froze. Will Cardi ever fall up? Bitch, you never know. Woo! Beat it up. Wait, bitch, I'm hot. And you Prada. Pussy get popping nada. Looking like money. You could print my face on a dollar. This pussy dominicana. This pussy americana. Ayy, si tú quieres que te toma, toma. Put a couple cribs on my own, I'm a owner. Beat it up.
Real hot girl shit.
Yeah, got it.
先掌声给我们的新北国王队 New Taipei Queens， 谢谢我们的女王们。
相信诸位已经迫不及待迎接我们第一场主场赛事，即将面对的是新竹工程师，双方已准备就绪。首先为各位介绍客队新竹工程师篮球队，1号施延中，2号江广谦，5号宋宇轩，7号曾博玉，9号田浩，12号李佳瑞，23号吕启敏，32号邱师傅，42号卢冠轩。接下来为各位介绍先发5人 Starting Five：4号高国豪，8号朱云豪，20号周伯勋，21号一凡，24号艾福伯。总教练林冠伦，助理教练沈清汉、陈哲宇，欧特罗维奇。黄胜富总经理张树仁，领队丽莎姐，请现场所有球迷朋友们将目光移至上方真正的大荧幕。
多打到1号位了，吸收经验了。
现在是人头落后，要付出代价。林书豪变挡加速，净赚加码。
新北国 New Taipei Kings， 首先为各位介绍 Number 4 禁卫军御战大厨李伟霆。Number 10，禁卫军弓箭手微笑射手简佑哲。Number 72，观众就爱看小丽林丽人。Number 3，皇家禁卫军小命陈志南。Number 19，皇家大锁榜哥林奇榜。Number 11，新北皇家坦克王博子。Number 49，禁卫军防守悍将阿仔翟正浩。Number 17，我大苏醒苏世轩。Number 33，城堡守护者 Christian Anquin。接下来为各位介绍新北国王先发5人 ，Starting Five。Number 1，左右开弓9总令林书伟。Number 9，全能后场指挥官，新北标风玫瑰李凯燕。Number 35，空中冲锋部队 Kenny Manigo。Number 5，禁区猛兽，年度最佳洋将熊大 Baron Morris。It's time。Number 7，展现王者风范，掌控全场节奏 ，Jeremy Lin书豪。总监罗马胜助阵马可佩拉林胜宇，球队经理洪之虎，球队助理洪成元，心理军师 Clay Danner， 首席体能教练张崇熙，体能教练刘正宇，防务员邱博凯、吴崇豪，数据体影片分析师李维恩，总经理马家安，执行长陈信生，董事长王文祥。
好的，在这个时候呢，我们需要全体的球迷朋友们拿起你们的排扇以及你们的声音，我们准备要来练习我们的皇家应援口号。在这边呢，请出我们最漂亮的女王们，有请我们的 New Taipei Queens 来到我们的场中央，跟我们一起为我们新北国王加油应援。All right， 好的，我们的女王们都准备好了。大家准备好你们的排扇 ，OK。首先呢，我们第一个要教的是我们的进攻。那我们这一次稍微有点不一样，我们需要呢大家跟我们一起喊出中文的新北国王 ，OK。大家可以看一下我们 Queens 呢全新设计的动作。我们呢右手、左手举起来。2只手一起举起来，没错。那这是什么意思呢？这个意思就代表说，我们的 Queens 的手势就代表跟我们的 logo New Taipei Kings 的 logo 一样，是一个王冠的意思，没错。所以呢，大家可以跟我们的新北国王啦队 New Taipei Queens 一起做。All right， 那我们来练习一下。提前都不，让我们一起来进攻 ，Let's go。新北国王
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, seniors and youth. We present Season 2's regular season first seed against last season's #1 seed. It's the Hsinchu Lioneers against the New Taipei Kings. On a cool but beautiful sunny Saturday afternoon here in New Taipei, we welcome you to the home of the New Taipei Kings, here at Xinzhuang Gymnasium at the corner of Gongyuan and Zonghua Lu. The new home of Jeremy Lin with a new team. But the goal remains to win that first championship as a franchise. On the screen now is the Mandarin broadcast. On the left, Aaron Yang Zhenlei. On the right, 蔡宝蔡晶晶。球迷朋友们，你找到了官方的英文转播喽。要看中文直播，当然按中文直播的连接。但谢谢你的收看，记得我们的转播都要按赞。The Kings have actually played once in Xinzhuang, but that was in the East Asia Super League competition, where they were able to defeat the SA Knights. But in the Plus League competition, so far they are 1-0 on the season with an opening day victory against the three-time repeat champion Taipei Fubon Braves. In the pregame, caught up with Kyle Li Kaiyan, and he got to share the change of roles and the change of the roster composition, especially with Jeremy at the top of the helm. But his brother Joseph also being able to fire it up for a team high, or a team second high, 19 points. Coming back home, they have an interesting challenge. Is the Lioneers have kind of changed up their roster configurations themselves. They used to have big imports for themselves, but in this fourth season, Coach Greg is going small. But I think that the Kings are confident they can play any which way, match up any which way. Kyle last year took a little bit of a step down from the year before, 8.9 points per game.
今年的就是可能打法上又更轻松，因为完全不需要我持球，就是可能想要打个 pick and roll， 哎，跟他们借一下球，对。但因为我本来就是我大学本来就是打2号位嘛，那其实如果我现在打到无球这个位置，其实对我来说蛮适应的，所以比较没有太大的问题。关于防守，我觉得因为说好了加入，那他也可以守到3号，甚至可以守到4号。那我们又有 Kenny 同时在场上，所以我们的压迫性是蛮够的，基本上。就是我们每个位置都可以对到，甚至我们1到4号也都可以换，那就是会帮彼此减少蛮多的防守压力。对，那对奖项的部分，我觉得就也是顺其自然吧，因为毕竟有些东西是数据没有办法体现出来，那就是等季末再看咯。对。
That's Kyle Li Kaiyan saying it will be easier now to play off ball and not the center attention like it was in his first year with the Kings. And from his college days, he's more of a shooting guard anyway, so it might be a little bit more comfortable a role. But the team did play a little bit smaller with Jeremy and Kenny Manigault basically being the forwards on defense. On the offensive end, has really unlocked all 3 guards out there who did start together game 1 and will be starting together in tonight's affair. They combined 12 for 27 3-pointers made. So carrying the basketball and finding each other for openings, making things easier, Kyle said, on that side. And the last thing you shared was the talk about the expectations for the Kings and how there's going to be even more pressure. And you say, well, the only thing to do is win that title, and the individual accolades will come. On the other side, catching up with Mike Fiba, coming over from the Taoyuan Leopards, now the Taiwan Beer Leopards, Michael Effenberha, or Feipa. That's why his nickname is Fiba, the man that flies, was the leading scorer of the league at 28.7 points per game. And in this season, also trying to provide a boost to a team that last year finished last place, and as last year, the Leopards. In his 21 games, only 5 and 16. But with a little bit more runway to get things together, we caught up with Mike Fiba and what his expectations were and his excitement heading into this new season, new challenge. As the Lioneers took an interesting approach to his introduction, asking everyone, have they seen Hsinchu at 4 in the morning when they made Mike Fiba's announcement and him working out in the Lioneers facility across from their stadium, providing a scoring boost after we saw them in the preseason kind of have some scoring troubles. Besides, of course, team basketball getting their three-point shots up, they didn't have an explosive individual to handle the rock late in games.
Man, I'm very happy. It's been a warm welcome. Once my team put the announcement out that I joined, the amount of fans and views and followers that I gained has been amazing. I'm just thankful that the P.LEAGUE has embraced me, and hopefully I'll put on a good performance this season. Oh man, it was great. I think I've been to 3 games, and the atmosphere. I don't want to talk bad about T1, but it's a difference that you can tell, and I'm happy to be a part of it now. I'm the oldest player on the team. I've played in almost every country in the world, so hopefully my hard work and dedication that I show these guys every day in practice will, lead over to them doing the same thing. Since I've been here, their work ethic has been amazing. I haven't had to say much or do much. They're already hard workers. But yeah, my experience from winning championships and the leadership that I've had everywhere I've played, hopefully I can just bring that to this team.
So the Lioneers trying to turn around from last year's 13-27 record, only 33 winning percentage points. And so this year they're trying to live up to this season's new slogan of bounce back or Fanji. Last year for them, they were having problems both on the offensive and defensive side of the basketball, especially without Sim Bular being the import of the year he was from 2 seasons ago. Only 6 games played before they released him and he found a new club in Taiwan. They also had the highest import percentage points in terms of scoring and field goals taken. 45% of their points on 36% of their field goals is both league highs, yet scoring not a very efficient on 23% from the field with their imports. This year with new rules, we'll see how that shakes it up. Their three-point shooting from the preseason was a huge deal. There you see the center and the right column against the Pilots, 43% on 35 attempts, 42% in 43 attempts. After last year, only about league average 29%. And that's to their team historic average of only 28 attempts per game. So completely different look for the Lioneers under Coach Drake, his 4th season, the inaugural coach and the coach still for the Lioneers. They had 11 shooters take 3-pointers, and all 11 at least made one, with the only exception being DeMarcus, who was injured in just 2 minutes of play. Songy's who only had 2 minutes of play himself. By far, their 3-point shooting was the most of the weekend. 78 total attempts, making 42% of them. But they also didn't stretch out their imports so much. They rested a lot in the second half, playing no or sometimes just one import. They eventually dropped all of them. So their fatigue might be something to look out for. Tonight's officiating staff, from left to right, is Songmin Liu and crew chief Kang Xue and Yang Chen. And for the starting lineup for the Lioneers, newcomer Rubio Zhouguoxin, Steven Marinovich, next to Zhu Hao, Double Hao, and of course Fiba. And for the Kings, is the same starting lineup as their opening night game. Joseph Lin, Byron Mullins, Jeremy Lin, number 9, Li Kaiyan, who we introduced in the pregame, and Kenny Anigal, debuting their new Taipei jerseys in white. A little bit of shading around the numbers, kind of a throwback look. In the earlier game, the Steelers got their first win of the season, taking down the Dreamers. Byron Mullins wins the tip, and the Kings will start off on offense. Joseph at the top with PLEAGUE guarding. It kind of looks like a 3-2 zone for the Lioneers. With Jeremy. Shot fake over to Joe, spinning around, and they're going to call a hold on Oscar. Statistically, one of the most important locals for the Lioneers in terms of scoring, but he's also known for his defensive prowess. There's Coach Greg with a long sleeve shirt instead of the suit back sometimes he like to don on the sidelines for the Lioneers. So Mullins blocked by the newcomer Ivan. Milinkovic, born in Yugoslavia, Serbia. Good for showing as the Kings also show off his own. Oscar, center, knocks it down. That's our first score of the game. So for the speed, there will be a whistle on the attempt. It's a simple ball screen by Milinkovic. This time it was Soborshin who backed off of Byron Mullins. Got ball up top. That was a previous play. Impressive. But a foul in the second. Manigal at the line. Jonathan Count sitting nearby the Kings bench. Scored 11 points. Grabbed 9 rebounds and 6 assists. Oh, don't forget the 5 steals. Here's some enthusiastic Lioneers fans from behind me. Rubio coming over from the other league as Oscar drives. Shot fake and a pull-up. Bounces in. Good individual work. Jeremy probing down to the baseline. Joseph getting into the runner range, but leaving it short. Now it's FIBA with Jeremy chasing. Can't pull it down as Ivan misses the first, taps it in on the second effort. Milinkovic has his first points in the Plus League. This is his first time playing in Asia. Jeremy with Rubio in front of him. Little jump pass to Mullins in the corner. No. This time it's Kenny Manigal guarding FIBA. Poked it from behind as Joe gets his fast break started to the other side. Lee Cayenne for the easy 2. Right away, the Kings with man defense. After that first Oscar 3, he fakes left, now going left, the pull up, swish. Alcohol with 7 of the first 9 points for the Lioneers. The whistle as the Kings were about to get their half-court set going. Get a look at the individual move, actually taking a page out of Joseph Lynn's favorite. Little rocker step and go the other way. But that's an Oscar special. Lee Cayenne with a catch and 3, it's out. Oscar probing, going to the other side and blowing the layup. Got all kinds of daylight. Lee Cayenne tries again, they still can't find the mark. Well, that's just what happens. The Kings actually only 33% from three-point range against the Braves. As a team, of course, as Manigal kicks FIBA. One man defeat, another flying layup for the Kings. triangle for the Lioneers as Marinkovic posting up by Ramones, giving ground, spinning, but missing with the left hand. Over the top as Kyle saves it from going out of bounds, then throwing it out of bounds. A little bit errant with the pass. Bushing down on the block with 2 defenders. Over to Hall. Can't hit as Rubio grabs the offensive board. That's his calling card. Marinkovic this time from the right block. Going baseline and stuffed by Mullins. Ball gets away. 1 second on the clock. Oscar flinging it up and no. Pretty good to just put it on target. As Jeremy tries from range. Got it. Tied up at 9 as Jeremy is on the board for the game. Bieber will try to answer, can't do so. With the right-handed finger roll, another one. The pace is picking up as the scoring's opened up. Jeremy with his first 2-pointer this season as he was 0 for 8 from 2 against the Braves, but doesn't diminish a pretty good performance overall as Oscar again putting in the work. Our Ramones jump pass, but right in the hands of Marinkovic, who looks a lot taller than his listed height and weight. A little touch passing from the Lioneers as we have a 2-man game. Ball poked away by Manigault, and Jeremy Fowles trying to rotate over. But that's the threat that the Kings pose with this lineup, with all that ball pressure, switching 1 through 4. So about 6:06 left in the first quarter. We have our first TV timeout of the broadcast. We'll be right back after this. First commercial break back. That means it's time to check. If you hit the thumbs up button on the stream in the early going, is the Hao show from the Lioneers. 9 points. A lot of individual efforts out there besides that very first ball screen he received for the first made shot. But he's done it on the left elbow. He's done it on the right elbow. Was the leading local scorer from the preseason in terms of scoring at 18 points per game. And he also does really well at Hsinchu. Last year, 17.7 points per game. Quickly free underneath, and an easy lay-in drill. And the Kings don't communicate on defense. They have Inigue in there for Mullins, and JJ who just made the pass. Kenny Manigault will line it up. They'll leave it short as number 32, Oshefu for the Lioneers is in the game. FIBA going to the floor. No whistle as we'll get a jump ball in the paint. Get another look at Oscar actually bouncing it off of Jeremy's back. Hey, that was right in front of me. How could I miss it? That's the lesson, kids. If you're going to have your back toward the inbounder, you don't want to be too far into the court. If you're close to the sideline, as a missed runner by FIBA, if your backside is close enough to the sideline or baseline, they can only bounce it off your back and out of bounds, as Manigault has that one rejected. Lioneers trying to go on the run as Junhao goes middle, flings it up, and it finds its way in. Junhao, first overall pick from the very first Plus League draft. Number 17, Hsinchu is in there. As Joseph lines it up, off the mark, and PLEAGUE immediately going to work, passing out of it. Little step back, up the degree of difficulty. Joe says no problem. First 3 points on the night for Joseph Lin. He's assigned to guard Oscar. Actually has a league high 3 blocks per game in just one game, of course. There's a bucket for FIBA. Whistle on the block. Be the Lioneers' third, indicated by the white bars on the scorebook. There you see Joseph kind of figured out he had the center Oshefu switched onto him, so created space, and that was good for a shot. And then there's FIBA, what FIBA does. Tight formation for the Kings inbound as Joe goes to the right corner. Another one. Kings with a lead 18-17 as Oscar over the head to newcomer for the Lioneers. That is Afe Shienzong. Quickly the other way, Joe can't make it 3 in a row as that one bounces over the backboard, and the Lioneers running off of it. Putting on the moves and foul from behind. See JJ with some body contact, trying to steal it from behind. There's just another instance where the Lioneers don't stay attached to Joseph. So it looks like they will be making substitutions. Captain of the Kings, Lin Jingbang, will check in alongside of original member of the Lioneers, Evan Lee Jia-Rui. Oshefu and FIBA on the side. Trying to back down PLEAGUE. He does have the size advantage. There's a second foul on Oscar as he tries to reach there. And immediately, Coach Greg getting a couple substitutions going. There you see the right-handed arm was conducting the wrap. That could be a foul. It could be the left hand reaching in. Marinkovic is back in there at power forward as Tianhao will take Oscar's place on the floor. Joseph Lin dropping in the first free throw. And the second. Definitely an area he could improve. Last year, a 63% free throw shooter. over to a new Lioneer, actually. Number 42 is Wu Guanxuan, 3-point marksman. And that one is stripped, and Joseph Lin with an easy lay-in, extending the lead to 2 possessions for the Kings as Coach Greg calling a timeout to stop the action. Turnovers for Tianhao starting to become a little bit of a problem. Last year, only 1.5 assist to turnover ratio after 2.4, then 2.1 the previous 2 seasons. Looking at the additions for the Lioneers backcourt in the offseason, we already introduced on the right Wu Guanxuan, a 3-point shooter, Wang Zigang, kind of a combo guard, and Jamarcus from the Steelers, who was released from his contract to make room for Daniel. Well, the question mark is supposed to be an addition, but there was a little bit of a contract miscommunication. Could have been a big ad for the Lioneers, and Nelson Lingping Sun. Last year was a champ with the DEA, who play here at Xinzhuang. So the additions for the Lioneers in the backcourt seems to be a lot more depth adds instead of really ceiling raisers. But Oscar did keep up his scoring average. As there you see Edward Zhang Suren, the new general manager for the Lioneers, trying to find help for Oscar, who started 68 out of 76 games played for the Lioneers, and playing the most minutes of any local. Zhu Yinghao is kind of dealing with a number of hand and wrist injuries, but still maintaining a 31% three-point percentage, but not much of a guard, more of a wing to forward, as one of the point guards they have in Zimbabwe or Joker's out there. Got the switch onto Inigue, kind of go for the mismatch, I think, but Marinkovic is doubled. Lioneers don't pass it as Zimbabwe puts it up and in. Taken into the paint. Last year, Zimbabwe only a 5.4 points per game score in 21 minutes. Ball off the feet of a Lioneer defender, and that'll be a chance for the Kings to bring in Mullins, Jeremy, and number 72, Xiaoli Linglida. And there you see Zimbabwe putting it up before the defense can block his shot. In for Ling Jingbang. Anyway, handoff to JJ, who puts up a 3 but blanks it. Don't see JJ working in the pick and roll very often, more of a catch and shoot guy. And Zimbabwe again going around the world. Oshefu fakes the pass, they give it to him over to Marinkovic for the slam. Great 3-man game there by the Lioneers. Oshefu played very little minutes in the preseason as Inigue forcing it up. Way over the head into the bench of the Lioneers. Those guys are not in play, guys. Get another look at Oshefu. The initial fake. In fact, faked the second time. And he knows what he was doing. Now Byron Mullins from the elbow fading away, and what a beauty. First score for Byron Mullins. Actually, funny enough, has reverse field goal splits against the Lioneers in terms of home and away, as a better score in Hsinchu last season. Marinkovic Poked away from behind as Oshefu collects it and misses. A little too physical was Zimboyu, and that'll send Jeremy to the line. More substitutions. Now in the Plus League, each team can have 14 players on the active roster. That is very expansive. And if you didn't already know, during the offseason, the teams agreed to change up the import rules where 2 can be on the floor throughout the game, and you can actually have 3 dress. There you see back in there. Is she in zone? Two for two was Jeremy. Fade to Zimboyu on the screen. His mid-range is off the mark. Jeremy, nobody's stopping him until FIBA gives ground, and there will be a whistle. Thankfully, the referee blew there, as had plenty of instances of no whistles in the Plus League when it comes to collisions in the paint. Now, FIBA is giving ground. That is, in general, a dangerous play, offense and defense. I don't think it will be tough, but holding and standing your ground might be a little bit better, as if you don't elevate, you're forcing the offensive player to make a move, and I don't want to say maliciously, but of course put himself in a little bit more danger in terms of jumping and then falling, whereas the defender, you're obviously taking the blow from the player running into you. More free throws made for Jeremy, as the lead is now 6 points. A couple of possessions left. Shaoli guarding the point. As it's Jeremy guarding FIBA from the top this time. The left-handed dribble. Stripped! And they will say a loose ball foul by FIBA. Even more free throws for Jeremy, who perfectly guessed the dribble move. He must be studying film, did Jeremy. Actually, the shot motion and, oh no, but kickball foul. Violation, excuse me, not a foul. You can only say lucky for the Lioneers not to either give up a foul and free throws to Jeremy or a one-man fast break. That's 5 turnovers in the first quarter for the Lioneers. Jeremy putting on a move, taking it to the rack and scoring. Even through the contact of Marinkovic. That'll be the end of the first quarter, as the Lin brothers powering their team to a first quarter lead against the Lioneers, making their season 4 debut. We'll be going to break, and the following matches for you before this game 4 of the Plus League regular season continues.
大家可以梳妆打扮一下，看一下自己呢有没有在荧幕上。来跟简优哲一起比一个3分球 ，Yes sir。来喽，跟着我们大荧幕上，比个3分球。对了，没错 ，Nice。可以哦，还自己穿上我们新美国王的球衣。我们的 Queens 呢？哎，这个是皇冠还是3分球？今天现场很多人举起了 Link 的牌子。Hello， 欢迎来到新庄体育馆 ，Let's go！ 来了来了， 来了三分球进球该怎么做？来跟着我们大荧幕一起，哎可以哦，望远镜也是 OK。Let's go。现场的球迷朋友们都制作小板板，非常可爱，非常有创意。火影忍者的头带，木叶村的头带。欢迎你们来到新庄体育馆，来，我们一起 比个 3 points。哎呦，可以哦，这个反应。记得我们大荧幕随时呢都会看向你们。哇，一整团的，看来今天
More Plus League English content on our LinkedIn page, P.LEAGUE space, oh, excuse me, P.space League with a plus symbol at the end, Plus League. And there was, of course, a lot of conversation about with more import minutes in the game, with a third who can dress and 2 on the floor the whole time, whether that will increase the import scoring. Well, not so far with the Kings, only 28% from the game 1, and so far only 6. As a nice find by Xiaoli Lingliren to Big Sushi Chen. And of course, the first quarter, 21 of the points scored between Joseph and Jeremy Lin in numerical order. Li Kaiyan with a steal and going all the way with a layup. Seems like some kind of miscommunication between Oshefu and Oscar. And a foul by Xiaoli. Get another look at Li Kaiyan just reaching in there. Because he tapped the ball away, it's not a foul, it's just kind of a loose ball chase. And number 9 has 2 fast break buckets to his name. And now assigned to guard Oscar, who moves off ball. There's Mike Fieba going the lane, and so close with a layup, but we'll have to earn it from the line. Look at the move, thanks to a ball screen. Byron Mullins on the hand and on the thigh. So missing that free throw. Last season, at the age of 38, still dropped a 50 bomb against the now defunct Suns on March 31st. Now goes 0 for 2. Lioneers gonna look for the matchup zone as they leave Jeremy open, as Byron Mullins grabbing the rebound. He was fouled on the way down by Oshefu. A little bit unlucky, but still you should protect the players. That's the foul call. Oshefu has inside position, but just because they're both jumping up and backwards, referee can't really let that one go. Oshefu started playing overseas in 19 as Byron Mullins flying through, but collecting it and finishing it with the Mikan drill. Little point set for the Lioneers, trying to close this gap. Quickly, it's become a 14-point game. Backdoor, but good eyes by Big Sushi. Up ahead, Kaiyan, no look pass, but 2 smaller guards is not really the fast break to go there. Big Sushi inside position, he was actually too deep. Now they go to him and poked away by Zhen Boyu. You can kind of read that from a long ways away if you're seeing what I'm seeing, audience. Come on, Jeremy. That was one area of his game he wanted to improve on from his Kings debut. 7 turnovers, of course, in the win, as lucky to bounce the ball off of Oshefu's boots. Did score a team-high 21 points, thanks in large part to that 3-point shooting from game 1. This time they inbounded deep to Li Kaiyan. Base guy wide, country man. Jeremy forcing it up there as Byron Mullins didn't catch it in time. It's going to be a shot clock violation. That's a good start for the Lioneers to get back into the game. Coach Greg already called the timeout in the first quarter, so he only has one left. Down screen for FIBA. Waiting for the ball screen by Oshefu. Moving into the right, and it's going to be a travel call by the slot official. Kind of looking around to see where he was. Decent move, but this time the draw coverage by Mullins. A kind of baby step. That's a little too many. Mullins floating to the middle. It's a big skip pass to Big Sushi. Big skip pass to Junan on the left side, long. A quick steal and another chance as Byron Mullins will give it a try. No, and Big Sushi there again. Li Kaiyan hasn't hit yet and clanks another one. They're having their opportunities. Lioneers got to feel lucky. Oscar putting on the dribble moves, over the head pass to a chef who wasn't ready to shoot. FIBA will give it a try, and that will hit the basket support. And a look at the behind the back for Oscar. Usually a contender for the best handles in the Plus League, but his teammates didn't get a clean shot off. Jeremy going to the basket with the right hand. Scoring with ease on the game. Last year, the Lioneers allowed the most points per game, 99.7, as Junior Hall tries to go off glass. Does save it inbounds. The foul and one for Ivan. That time the Lioneers get lucky. Junior Hall didn't fall out of bounds and made a nice pass over his shoulder. Yes, and then PLEAGUE already out of position. So the Kings will actually substitute and get bigger with an early stint for Wang Bozi, number 11 this year. Previously number 10 with the Steelers. Crowd favorite as Marinkovic completes the three-point play. In rhythm, but it bounces off. Now it's Jeremy guarding Oscar, but switched off. So Sheffield with a quick hook, missing. Manigault rushes it to Marinkovic as Junior Hall finds himself open. The runner, no! Eager with a board as the Lioneers missed their opportunity. No look pass from Jeremy, and it was a little too far ahead for the receiver. Manigault was trying to space out wide, but Jeremy thought he was going to have a dunk. Good spatial awareness just to get the pass off. Down low to Sheffield, already a foot in the paint. Up against Tank though. Spinning baseline, and PLEAGUE helps out and forces the miss. Here come the Kings, 5-on-3. Manigault going one-on-one, yes. It's tough, but Kenny Manigault gets it done. He's got 6 points on the night. Oscar maneuvering into space to the baseline and gives it up. So Hsinchu again, a quick move, and another miss. Very close as Marinkovic gives the Lioneers a second chance. Another look at Tank holding his position. And there you see PLEAGUE coming in to help out, and with Manigault dutifully coming down to rebound. Turns into a Kings fast break. Another timeout called as it's a 15-point Kings lead here in the first half. We'll go to a break. Back after this.
我们2楼的朋友也来一个好不好？楼上的有没有？还有这一个，我们还有没有够大声？我们1楼的朋友来找一个。我们还剩几个？最后一个，我们要最大声的。好，等一下呢，我们拿到球的朋友呢，到商品部集合。我们中场呢，投进我们 Kings logo 下的朋友会得到我们 Ariel 02提供的 Air Jordan 1跟 Travis Scott 的联名鞋款。
Welcome back. The season's new Plus League merch is out. Head to pleagueofficial.com/shop to stay up to date with the new merchandise offers from the league itself. Coach Greg using his second timeout of the half. The Lioneers find themselves down by a much bigger margin than his last timeout. Lioneers last year also really much relied on their imports, and the only local scoring bright spot was Oscar, who upped his individual average to almost 15 points per game from the previous season's 11.6 on the same efficiency. As you can imagine, though, with your scoring load, your usage going up, that'll definitely tire you out. And of course, the end result is to get victories in the score column. Marinkovic, quick shot, miss, and Hsinchu can't tap it in. Kings trying to catch another break on that inbounds play. Oscar trying to force Joseph left. The screen comes, the through pass is not there. As Hsinchu bobbles it over to Tank. His quick fire through is blocked. Manigault with 5 seconds left, puts it on target, and it's going to be a pushing foul on PLEAGUE going for the board. I will say Hsinchu has not had a great start to his season. Missed a couple of those shots, and that's not a turnover, but when you bobble it, it really throws off the rhythm of the offense. He did have 6 points, making 3 of 6 shots in the opener. Number 21, Marinkovic spent a lot of time at the free throw line in the pregame warm-up. I see his form. It's a very right shoulder and push it up to the center of his body kind of free throw motion. And yet it's 2 motion too. Although Hsinchu can make the putback, and this time gets it done. But then, interesting enough, had some words to the Lioneers bench. Maybe his teammates. Joseph misses the runner. A run for the Lioneers. Ken Hall running the show up top. The much lengthier Hsinchu guarding him. Moving left as Kenny Manigault got a hand on it and wants to inbound the ball quickly, but there are substitutions. In both teams, in fact. Wambozi took it inadvertent shot there, but he's all right. He's staying in the game. Big hook pass to Tank. He lines it up. It swirls in and out as there's a rebounding foul against the Lioneers. Rebounding has become kind of a battleground with the shooting percentages going down in this one. Oh, so much for good three-point shooting. The Lioneers only 1 for 6. The Kings not doing great, 3 for 16 on the evening. The only makes by the Lin brothers. Manigault looking for an option. Byron Mullins to Manigault, finding room and putting it up and in off glass. Manigault, just such a matchup nightmare. He's guarding a FIBA. Lioneers, set play as Hsinchu goes to the reverse. Assist to number 4. Quickly the other way. Manigault trying to go with physicality, but misses the teardrop. Over to the corner, Hsinchu will try, and he hits. That'll force a timeout as the Lioneers cut the deficit to 10. A little 7-2 run between timeouts. As there you see Lioneers kind of run their offense and get an easy basket out of that. And there's the transition 3 that they used to be lacking so much of. There you see Oscar kind of catching Byron Mullins with his hands down, and that's all the space he needed to make that pass. Hsinchu actually was also in my notes as a bright spot last season. Improved his shooting splits, 2.3-point free throw from 47, 28, 51 in season 2 up to 49, 34, and 59. The free throw needs to improve some more, but kind of working off of those wrist injuries he keeps sustaining throughout his pro, and even you can consider his collegiate career. One important piece the Lioneers have been missing with a bad ankle sprain is local power forward Xiao Sung, who was a finalist for most improved player. He doubled his playing time from season 2 to season 3. Last year, 777 minutes. And also increased his true shooting by 120 points, which is big. Makes him a viable option on the floor because you don't want to be just offense or just defense. Inaugural year player Nguyen Sun from Macau doing much better with his treatments. Still with the program. Both the teams actually have said thank yous and goodbyes to a number of their imports, or a number of their imports in total, as Byron Mullins tries from center court. Joseph guarding FIBA, who goes baseline, an easy lay-in. Going baseline for Mike Work. Tank on the hammer action as Joseph to Mullins over to Tank in the corner. Beautifully executed, but they can't get the basket. Oscar in room, clutches and misses. Manigault will get a foul at Oshefu, who needs to check the FIBA rulebook. You can't review non-specialty fouls. Get another look at FIBA with the classic footwork with the drop step there. And on the other side, Manigault, well, Oshefu might have an argument. But the hand does swipe down and catches his fingers eventually, as Oshefu and Manigault still going back and forth until the substitution. So far on the game, Oshefu 2 points on only 1 of 7 shooting. Manigault drops in the first free throw. He's got 9 points on the evening. Now the Kings in man defense intentionally have Manigault on FIBA there at the bottom of the screen as Mullins jumps the pass. Too lazy from the Lioneers. Across the way as Kyle kind of on not the same page there. He and Mullins were trying to get an alley-oop going, but the rim got in the way. I mean, the spacing and the number of players involved was going to make that very difficult. Good defensive effort by the Kings to get a stop, but there you see the clutch, and Marinkovic really made it difficult. Good thing Joseph was there to stop the break. Guanxian is in. There with possession. As FIBA tries a 3. Off target as Manigault on the run. Over to Jeremy on the left side, who stumbles on the hardwood. Must be a wet spot. Not exactly an offensive game. Down to Afe, who's looking for a teammate. Oscar looking for a screen. There's the runner, beauty. There's Oscar points in a while. Quickly to Manigault as FIBA comes in for the block. Ricochet off of King, they say, and the Lioneers are slowly chipping away at this lead. There you see Oscar with the crossover, then the hesitation. But quickly Manigault trying to attack the mismatch. FIBA and Marinkovic. Got it. FIBA now with 6 points. Trying to get the hot hand. Jeremy looking for Mullins off rim. Trying to get a pushing foul from the defense. Manigault almost had the strip. It will be free throws, excuse me. And there you see the hands. It does get ball, but the body also throws FIBA off balance. Good on the Lioneers for hanging in there. That second timeout by Coach Greg has really worked a little bit of magic as Byron Mullins will go to the bench frustrated. FIBA drops in the free throw. Out of Pomona, California. They'll only go 1 for 2. Anyway, screens for Jeremy, and he gets it back. Great space over to Anigwe, hanging in there, missing. Surrounded by Lioneers as he spins his way to a foul. Forcing a foul, I should say. Great spacing, great two-man game by Jeremy and Anigwe. The C and zone can give him credit for coming in and forcing the miss. And I guess Mike FIBA's rear end caused the foul. In any case, Anigwe will go to the line. So this is the first. He was only 2 for 4 in the opening game. But to Kind of circle back on the point about import scoring, as that one is missed. Kings between Owens, Manigal, and Igwe, 27 points and 31 rebounds. This time, saving inbounds and right to Marinkovic. That'll cut the deficit to 4 points as the Kings call another timeout. Just not quite there on offense, and the Lioneers are figuring things out for themselves, figuring out how to score, which is very important when you play these Kings. Let's listen in.
You're in the flat, Chris, you dive. JJ, you go behind. Jeremy, you're the second one. If we don't have anything out of there, and it's man, go fish and move. Go fish and move. Miles, Kenny, Chris, no timeout. We got to be more than plus 4 going here into the half, all right?
So Coach Marchand, last year's Coach of the Year in the Plus League, trying to help his boys figure out the Lioneers defense, mainly featuring a 3-2 zone of late. And this is with the Lioneers only hitting 2 of 7 free throws and only 2 of 8 3-pointers. So the Kings might be opening things up at home and have the home crowd. Need to be a little smarter as the Lioneers immediately going with some pressure man. Jeremy finding his way to the paint. Kicking out to Manigal, whose line drive shot is missed. Bounce ball as Kenny Manigal will miss this opportunity, but an unsportsmanlike foul on the Lioneers. Get another look at the ball bouncing off of somebody. Get another look. Basically, FIBA didn't secure it, and Oscar paid for it. Fouling from behind, that's an unsportsmanlike. Maybe this is what the Kings needed. Maybe a couple free throws at the line, then settle in for a half-court offense. Or Lee Cayenne only hitting 1 of 2. Spreading it out wide as Jeremy goes down to Lee Cayenne. JJ no-look pass, but 3 seconds, and Igwe was in the paint the whole time. Close, but no cigar. Good defense by the Lioneers to force that turnover. In the end, the Kings only get 1 point out of that 4th turnover. Goes to screen as FIBA gets the whistle and the basket. Does very much like driving with his right hand. Get another look, kind of running in between Lee Cayenne and Jeonza. Trying to help out on the play, and I have to agree with that call. Bieber with a chance to get to double digits. He does. And that cuts the Kings lead down to just 2. The ball screen to a bad spot, so Kyle rejects it. Put the one-on-one move over to Manigault. He's got to catch and shoot, but it's well short. Lucky to get the tip out of bounds. Manigault trying to adjust his scope, perhaps. Second left, Jeremy with a dribble and a shot. Good enough to put it on rim, but see, end zone with the rebound. A chance to tie or take the lead with a 4-second shot clock, game clock difference as we close out the first half. Good motion offense for the Lioneers, but it's feed by Marinkovic. Ball screen, he's open. The runner bounces out. 6 seconds left. Kings still have a shot. Over to JJ, a quick lay-in, and a little bit of recovery for the Kings, who saw their big lead shrunk by the Lioneers. They're up by 4 as they head into the locker rooms here in Hsinchu, the home opener of the new Taipei Kings. Take a break before we break things down at halftime.
来为诸位讲解一下游戏，也请我们刚刚5位幸运的球迷朋友们，请来到我们的场中央，谢谢。好的，那我们的 Kings Logo Shot 非常简单哦。那我们5位，好，5位请到我们的中间，谢谢。来，5位，等等哦，我们先到中间，谢谢。好。 OK， 跟你们讲解一下规则，规则非常简单，往你们现在后方的，对，这一边的篮球框呢，站在我们 Kings 中间的 Kings logo，OK， 不要超过中线，我们可以助跑，但是不要超过中线哈。那我们呢，在中圈的位置，我们会5个人嘛，我们会一起计时，统一都是3分钟，3分钟内5个人内排队，其中1个人进。 我们游戏就结束。那如果超过3分钟呢，那就非常可惜啊。那我们的5位呢都没有这个获得我们最后获胜的话，对没有，不是1个人进全部人就没那么好看。你们5个又不认识，又不是朋友，对不对？那你们进了，我是不是也有1双啊？好的，那我们顺序都决定好了吗？就是这样。好，我决定吗？谁想要第一个？ 谁想第一个？谁有自信？就是你了。你知道为什么吗？因为只有你没有反应。好，那我们第2位来了哦，你吗？好，第2位。那谁第3位？第3位4、5，最后1位，弟弟来，我们到后面。好，记得规则哦，3分钟的时间，3分钟的时间，拿到球就可以开始进行了。那我们有计时人员吗？好，有 ，OK。 好的，那我们呢，先把球交给我们的第1位选手哈，先拿在手上。来，准备好了吗？你们准备好了吗？好，准备，计时开始。第1位投出，哦哟，好的，第2位马上接着来，看会不会投进我们的 logo shot， 非常可惜哦，有点距离。来，我们这位白色球员朋友，非常可惜是我们今天第1个碰框的，弧度非常漂亮，接近了，越来越接近了。好的，再来。现在时间才刚刚过了，好不好？才来到了最后的2分半，弟弟，可以吗？哇！我们不要挡到中间的人哈，我们往旁边，从后方离开。 哇，差一点点，来喽，低着头，沉默不语，非常可惜。
Little logo shot halftime activity here in
非常
Hsinchu.
可惜。
I'm Ryan Chen, your English play-by-play broadcaster here in the Plus League. We are finally into the doubleheader portion of the schedule after the Braves get their traditional opening weekend instead of 2 games. On their Mandarin broadcast, it's Aaron Yang Zhenlei and Taipei Tai Jingjing commentating on the Mandarin broadcast. As mentioned, both teams have actually had some import turnover as the Kings said goodbye to Billy Preston, but bringing in a rookie import player, Christian Inigue, and the Lioneers saying thank you to Taylor Braun, who only played a couple games in the preseason, former Steeler. And they brought in Marinkovic, who's impressed, and of course Mike Fiba, who Taiwanese basketball fans might know. There's the combined team statistics on screen, where the most noteworthy thing is the three-point shooting has not been a highlight for either team. The Lioneers, more than 43-point attempts in a couple of preseason games, but only 2 for 8. Meanwhile, the Kings had to have their openings, but 3 for 23. So one thing we've noticed in the first half is the Lioneers in 2- and 3-man games actually look really well rehearsed in those little half-court sets. Meanwhile, the Kings seem like they're kind of counting on their pressure defense and then running out on the break to score in the fast break. Lioneers also control the boards. They're the 4th row down, 29-21, but they have been forced into 12 turnovers. For example, Oscar, after the turnover not on the same page with Mike Fiba, committed unsportsmanlike, but the Kings only go 1 for 2 at the line and then could not score in the 14-second shot clock. So that's kind of the mood of the second quarter. And the very first quarter of the season where the Kings do not get 20 points in a frame. Oscar, of course, has done a lot of work from the very beginning on the offensive side. He's been impressive. And the Kings, besides Jeremy and Joseph, have not had any locals really find some scoring rhythm on their side. They've had their opportunities, Tank and Sun Junan, each with a couple of open looks, but not able to finish on. Byron Mullins might be the tallest and biggest player out there, but he has been frustrated number of possessions. You can expect teams to be very physical with him, as last year's import of the year has got an inside and outside game. But one thing's for sure is the Kings do play quite small, often having 3 guards in there, if 4 if you also include Kenny Manigault. So securing the paint will be an important part of this game and from beginning to end. Of course, they want to make their opponents pay by shooting a much better percentage from deep on the offensive side. Before we head to another break, as you might notice, we have a new video board here in Xinzhuang Stadium, thanks to Mayor Ho Yo-yi, as this stadium is home to 2 teams between the Plus League and the other league in Taiwan. We'll be back after another break.
刚刚在我们商品部消费已经满7777元的6位朋友，你们还没有去领取我们书豪的亲笔签名海报，好不好？不然你消费这个7777，没有拿到书豪的亲笔签名海报，那你真的是亏大了。所以记得到我们的商品部，拿着你刚刚到我们商品部购买的发票，满7777元发票的朋友，请到商品部，感谢你们。好的，这边提醒各位哦，圣诞呢跟跨年，我们邀请各位一起来我们新庄城堡一同狂欢。我们王道银行提供圣诞跨年夜球场，第1排 VIP， 第1排双人门票。 只要呢你推荐亲友申办新北国王联名卡，并登录网路银行，就有机会呢可以抽到你坐到球场的第一排，能够近距离欣赏球赛。那如果呢想要参与的朋友，详情请上王道银行新北国王联名卡网站查询。感谢各位。
Watch me, nay, nay. Why me do it? Now watch me whip. Kill it. Watch me, nay, nay. Okay. Now watch me whip. Watch me, nay, nay. Now watch me. 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 Okay. Okay. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Watch me. Okay.
Welcome back to the broadcast. East Asia Super League is off this week, but on November 29th, the Kings host the Morocco Bolts right here in Xinzhuang, trying to notch their second win of the competition. We start this segment with the leading scorers for the Lioneers. Oscar with 13 points, followed by Mike Biba's 10 points, Marinkovic 9. Junhao, who got the start in the game, has 5, and off the bench, Xinzhuang has 2. In total, the Lioneers have 7 players who have scored on the game. And Marinkovic, to me, is very much a standout with his length and area of coverage an impact he can have on the defensive end, and is also rebounded well. But Oscar, to talk about the pressure defense the Kings want to play with against the point of attack, well, Oscar's skill dribbling the basketball and a lot of pick and rolls have created his opportunities. They've also, as I said, done well with some three-man action as well, finding an easy layup. For the Kings, it's Jeremy with 13 points, Kenny Manigal with 11, Joseph with 9 points, and Lee Kayan with 5 on a couple of fast breaks, and Byron Mullins, they're rounding things out. The Kings have rotated 12 players on the floor, but so far the standout has very much been Jeremy, who's got also only 1 assist on the game, and that was that baseline inbounds play. Look for him to be a little bit more aggressive in the second half, mainly to create for his teammates. But one last break before the start of the second half.
好，第3节比赛准备开始，请我们的球迷朋友们呢也迅速的入座，感谢你们。
Welcome back to the broadcast. Be sure to leave a like whenever you turn on our broadcast and our Plus League streams, Mandarin or English. Tomorrow is our first doubleheader Sunday. Dreamers host the Braves down in Zhanghua, where they return after a couple seasons not playing in their inaugural home stadium. And the Pilots will open up their season right here against the Kings. Same starting lineup for both teams. Viva's putting on the move, hanging in the air, and that will swirl out. He'll earn himself a trip to the line. Jeremy very much disagreeing with the call there. Trying to argue he took a shot to the face. A little bit of the basketball. Confirmed that. And the baseline official must have saw his arm against Viva's. As the Lioneers will get the scoring started in the second half. Jeremy has 2 personal fouls according to our in-stadium scoreboards. So the Kings can't continue the momentum for that last play of the first half. A stop and a score as Byron Mullins takes the alley from Manny Galt. A little horn action gets number 5 free. A motion offense for the Lioneers as Jeremy jumps the pass. Manny Galt hang in the air and score with the right hand. Once again, there you see Jeremy guarding the power forward of the opponents, and definitely loves that role as kind of a floater, a rover to help out wherever he's needed on defense, and in fact, knocked himself a couple of steals. Get another look at nobody bumping down, put a body on Byron Mullins, and then the steal right in the middle of the half court. Diba put Vaderoy in the face of Joseph Lin. Mangal takes it to the rack. It's Oscar clutching and scoring. Jeremy with a quick answer, beating his defender, and no help by the Lioneers. To Marinkovic, who's fouled underneath. Feels like a couple of quick fouls against the Kings. Now that makes it 3, as you see. Jeremy's just longer strides than Oscar, and no help. You see initially a hand on, but it slides onto the wrist. Kind of a subdued crowd. Didn't do very much to distract Marinkovic in the first attempt. Now they're woken up. Last game against the Braves, the Kings only allowed 10 free throws. There's a foul first as the Lioneers and their fans are trying to argue for travel. The referee say the foul caused the travel. Here's the Junior Hall try to hip check Jeremy. He'll go to the bench to complain, then have to skip his way back into the frame. Jeremy trying to split the gap, but will dribble off of a Lioneer. Only 6 seconds left as Lee Kai-yin will be the inbounder. Gets it to Manny. His attempt is off target. The three-point shooting woes continue for the Kings into the second half. Long possession. Kick out to FIBA, who hit the underside of the rim. Over to Jeremy, who can't get the three-point scoring going in the second half. There's a foul off ball, and that'll be the Kings' fourth. It's kind of a conflict of a spot for the Kings, as they want to play aggressive defensively, but now they have 4 team fouls with 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. A slip of the hands as Kings have numbers up ahead. Manigault, one man to beat. Alley-oop to fire Mullins. That'll get things going. Oscar probing into the paint, but losing the handles. And another fast break for the Kings. Lee Kai-yin down to Jeremy. Over Mike FIBA. And the score for Jeremy Lin as the referees swallow their whistles on that play. Forcing the Lioneers to call a timeout with 8:34 left. We'll be back after these messages as the Kings have found their form. Welcome back to the broadcast inside Hsinchu Gymnasium, home of the new Taipei Kings. And their leader on the floor, and in fact igniting them in this third quarter, is none other than Jeremy, with a steal leading to a fast break, and then finishing off that last play with a little runner that at least I would think might be able to get an and one for, as he's communicating with Coach Marchand and the staff about the Lioneers defensive coverage, I can imagine. There you see his hands gesturing, the two hands closing, kind of reminiscent of the Lioneers double teaming him on the pick and roll, and he dribbled off of a Lioneer's foot, trying to split that defense, maybe suggesting that there might be space elsewhere. Lioneers in a horn set. And Shefu hands it off to FIBA. Clutching in the air, putting it up, and a miss. Again, run for the Kings. They kick it around as Jeremy on target. That time, no bigs or nobody jumping up to crash into him. I always find it fun when a player can hit it off the front of the rim and then it climbs into the cup. FIBA on the low block, but not great spacing by the Lioneers. Oscar close with that one. It's Joseph's turn to run the fast break. Foul from the corners, no. Long rebound out to Oscar. In and out dribble, takes a stumble. And it will be, I think, an offensive foul, the referees say. I think it's going to be on end zone for clearing out some space. Get another look at him hip checking Jeremy there in transition. I definitely wonder, as a basketball player, would it be good or better if you, as the offensive player, called out your own screen to let the defense know? So they'll try to get around you instead of running into a screen, which might be a threat of committing a illegal screen, as Joseph, this time with the left hand, gets it off the window. And with mom and dad sitting courtside. On the handoff as Manigault tracks it down. Two shorter players to beat, but gives it up to Lee Kai-yen. And that's going to be another timeout as the scoring for the Lioneers in this quarter has really dried up. A 16-6 quarter so far for the boys in white. So in only about a minute and 30 seconds, the Kings going on a 6-0 run as the Lioneers now with only one full timeout left. And it's now the Kings who have really figured out where the spaces are, where the pockets of opportunity are in the Lioneers defense. Get another look at the first game for Jeremy Lin. Have a good game, but maybe not a great game. We mentioned the 0 for 8 shooting from 2-point range. And he also committed 7 turnovers. That one rather careless, trying to get it over Beats' head. Looking at his halftime split, you could say, shooting 4 for 7 from beyond the arc and 16 points in the second half, ensuring that the Kings got a Game 1 victory. I don't think the Lioneers had a change in personnel after their timeout. And Zimboyu. And the new guy, Chen, scores from a long 2. Joe from deep range as Inigue tracks it down. This time on the run, another miss. Not the worst looks in the world. Don't think King staff will be mad about that as Jeremy picks Zimboyu, a little 7-on-7 crime as Joe crashed into on the layup, but a putback from Inigue. A clank from a deep range. Jeremy off glass and in over the outstretched arms of Oshefu. And the run from the Kings continue. Zimboyu floating left and swishing the runner. He might not be the most athletic, most fit player, but sometimes for the Lioneers, he is their best individual scorer. Byron Mullins lines up a three. Yvonne will track down the rebound. Hall on the handoff, trying to probe, floating it up. Marinkovic with 4 seconds left. Good stop as Byron Mullins came in to help. From mid-range, a miss. Byron Mullins taps it in with the outstretched right arm. Leaving wide open. He rattles it in. Lioneers showing a little bit of life with this lineup. Joseph being out physical with Tien Hall. He does have a size advantage. On paper, 7 centimeters, but I'm almost certain Joe is a little bit more impressive in the weight room than Tien Hall. Running low on time. Marinkovic stumbling into Inigue and committing an offensive foul. And Coach Greg wants Oscar and Afiba in there. Marinkovic lining up the shot with time running out. Just a little bit too tall right into the face of Inigue. Yes, should be a foul. Driving kick game for the Kings. As Manigault spins and finishes. Kenny Manigault, a much bigger scoring threat from inside today. And again, he's a rather strong, rather big guard, you could say. Very much a matchup problem, especially if the Lioneers want to go small. We'll try from three and doesn't get the bounce this time, and the ball will fall between the Global Mall ads. As Inigue might need a little bit more hops than that. Okay, need to put a little bit more on the wrist. It's all in the wrist. Decent look by Lu Guanxuan, whose younger brother Lu Guanxiang plays for the Pilots. JJ getting past Oscar, jump pass deflected into a turnover, a little 4-on-1 as Joseph forces the miss. I'm sure Afe wanted a foul out of it. Quickly the other way, number one, lines up a three, he hits. Little defense turning into offense from Joseph Lin. That's kind of that league-leading plus-minus capabilities he has. Well, he's already got at least one block on the game. He needs 2 more to match his game 1. Lu Guanxuan off the mark with that mid-range shot. 29-13. There, the graphic provided by our colleagues at Formosa Television as Inigue drains his first 3 of the season. Lioneers calling their last full timeout of the half as the new Taipei Kings are running away with this one. Previously, after the Joseph Lin block, it's the 3-pointer in transition. And we were kind of wondering if number 33, Inigue, had a 3-point shot. Well, he looked really good right there, getting the overhead hook pass from Kenny Manigault. And I was going to say the Lioneers did put up quite a bit of a challenge in the first half, especially coming back in the second quarter, as the Kings kind of had the brave number all the way in game one. But when the Kings are able to get stops, get out on the run, they are so unstoppable. In the earlier game, the Steelers eventually found their stroke thanks to Captain Li's hot shooting afternoon. The Lioneers need somebody for them to step up the scoring. So far, the high for them is still Oscar with just 15, as FIBA's kind of caught up by hitting 12, but Jeremy's 21, Joe's 17, Manigal now coming alive with 14.
现场很多球迷朋友们都举起了创意的看板，等一下我看到的话，我就把你们念出来。
23 points is this Lioneers deficit. Well, so much for me jotting down that the Lioneers kind of had a good 5 going for them, as a couple deflected passes will be a turnover. Oscar trying to contend that he was fouled. Manigal and FIBA going for the basketball. It's a turnover there. You see 18-7. Inigue screening for Joe, getting the pass back, and a hit to the face by FIBA. And it'll be free throws. Nothing ill-willed or ill-intended. Just a little unlucky with the exact spot. Looks like the referees will go to the monitor. The play itself, at least from my perspective, doesn't immediately think of an unsportsmanlike foul, but it is a hit to Inigue's, as we say on the English broadcast, his moneymaker. He's being aggressive. He does get a little bit more ball and arm initially, then following through to the face. It is a little scary to see, but Inigue's up on his feet, kind of listening into the instructions, as will be the specking unsportsmanlike for the Lioneers. First half it was Oscar, this time it's number 24. Get another look from the close-up camera, camera number 1, as they call it on the broadcast. One tip from the best shot blockers is you don't need to wind up so hard, and that sometimes goes into the categorization of special fouls. Maybe flagrants in the States, but unsportsmanlike in the FIBA dictionary. Inigue only 1 for 2, but you see with that form, you can imagine his outside shot might come along very nicely. Possession for the Kings, as JJ frees himself in the left corner, but it's off. One thing that Coach Roger, Coach Cho, and I'm sure everybody will say, there might be a lot of import players. You add international students and overseas Chinese, but it'll be a test for the local players if they can at least hit their open shots. We just, please, open shots. Somebody did all the work, as Oscar putting the pressure on JJ. Joe picks up his dribble. The big sushi down to Inigue. Good patience by the Kings, breaking the pressure by the Lioneers. And a loose ball on the floor. as FIBA finds it over to Oshefu. Calmly puts it in from about 6 feet away. Little 2-for-1 opportunity as Big Sushi kind of telegraphed that pass. You really need to be a scoring threat when you're that open. You can understand trying to reward the big man for rolling, but not when he's triple teamed. Joe from the left corner and overshoots it as JJ gets the big bounce. Manigault, Joseph Lin on a dribble. A little bit better, but it's the Lioneers who will track down the rebound. Oscar's got a mismatch on Big Sushi, but they're going to go down to Oshefu. Kind of loose with it as Rubio will get the, nope, it's a travel call. He's trying to contend that he was fouled from behind. That's really kind of how this half has been. It would have been a travel on Oshefu as he kind of clutched the pass. Manigault beats the clock, but no good. So it's a big lead for the Kings as they have an excellent third quarter. So let's see if the Lioneers can pull off a miracle in the fourth and final frame of this one here in Hsinchu.
拉出你的弓箭，希望呢，等一下我们的禁卫军们呢，可以射出一颗颗的3分红心。来，美女，麻烦看一下我们上方大荧幕，还有我们这位白色帽 T 的帅哥，看一下我们上方大荧幕 ，Hello， 耶，跟我们一起比出3，好不好？射出我们的红色爱心，没错，从1变的3，可以，漂亮，好的。 Hello， 没错，就是你们一起比赛，跟我们的佑哲一起比赛。Hello， 两位，没错，就是你们，没错，可以把你们板拿起来的，没关系啊。Hello， 跟我们的微笑射手一起比赛。哇，刚刚好就是我们佑哲的粉丝，很好。Hello， 跟我们一起射出3分红心。 好 ，Hello， 我们伟大毛毛的美女，没错，3 points， 哦，已经先比好了，欢迎你们来到我们的新庄城堡。Hello， 这位陈的5号的朋友，耶 ，3 points，Let's go，Hello， yeah， 欢迎你们的到来 ，Hello， 弟弟。 没错，好可爱！欢迎你来到我们的新庄城堡，我们的小王子们、小国王们。Hello， 哇，弟弟已经摆很久了。哇哦，这位弟弟很像那个在撒胡椒盐哦。好的，欢迎各位来到新庄城堡。没错，又是你们，来吧！没错 ，3 points。 好的，我们的第4节比赛准备进行。
Plus 球迷 ，Oh My Basketball 是我本人在 Ivy Bar 学英吧教你的篮球的英文术语，欢迎大家点资讯栏的链接一起学习。One thing we could give the Lioneers credit for in the game is the Kings only 5 for 32 3-point shooting. For about 15 percentage points, and maybe if they keep that up, they can beat the Kings' last year's 3-point shooting of 3 for 24 in a game against the Lioneers last year, and lost here at home. One little bright spot, but they find themselves down big for the results that will matter, and that is the final score of the game. Still bushing. Handing it off to FIBA. Fancy footwork and spinning to the other side. A little MJ or Kobe crossover there. Down low to Inique, but run into our Marinkovic. little bit taller and stronger than number 33. This time, slipping under as FIBA commits the foul. This time, the Lioneers 24, a little bit more in danger. As you see the double screen there, very close proximity. And I think that's a no-look pass from Jeremy. So after missing his last free throw attempt, PLEAGUE drops in the first. Born out of Phoenix, Arizona. Oscar and Rubio. As the pass comes, Rubio fakes out PLEAGUE and well, at least get a foul out of it. Good patience there by the veteran. Played many years with the Taiwan Beer squad. As a nice one-arm feed by Oscar. Football string listed at 197 centimeters. Always counted on as a big, wherever team he ends up. Last season, a pretty productive 6.6 points per game, 5.7 rebounds. So they now disbanded the Taiwan Hero Bear squad. The brand itself merged with the originally Taoyuan Yongfeng Leopards. Little cut by Big Sushi. As the Lioneers do well to match up. And a turnover on the dribble by Manigault. These are going to bring in Shaoli for a JJ. Yeah, got with the golden boots. I say that facetiously. No, I mean, they're literally golden, but we're not a football competition. Interesting Zimble here behind the back dribble. Oscar finds himself free, and he hits from deep. Well, on the Lioneers side, they've not exactly been a prolific three-point shooting team. Oscar's got two, Tulinghall's one, and Chen has one, as Kenny Manigault answers right back. He's got 17 on the night. Oscar putting Jeremy in the house, and then the deep shot. On a little bit of show as Jeremy takes a hard fall, but he's fouled. Gonna have to check him for a concussion. Fell so hard to the floor there. Parents looking on. There you see just the 3-on-2 from the top of that Lioneer zone. And there Oscar putting Jeremy behind him, then in front of him. A great usage of space in his dribble. On the other side, Jeremy running into basically a chest bump by Bogovic, rolling out that first free throw. Makes the correction. As the Lioneers bring in number 1 Hsinchu, who's how to get his attire put together. You can work on it a little bit harder than that. Point set as Oscar tries to get it over PLEAGUE, and he does so high off the window. A dribble and a splash for Shaoli Lingren. That's exactly what I said. Pengzun, one of the MCs here at the Kings. Marinkovic stops and wildly flings a shot with his left hand. Jeremy gets to the mid-range, and it's good. Scoring on the Zimbo Yu.
Number 7, Jeremy Lane.
Typically, I say number-on-number crime as a foul, but that was a score on. 7-on-7 crime. And Zimbo Yu working to the mid-range, foul from the side. I think it's PLEAGUE who got his hand in there. No, it's Kenny Manigault. High fives everybody after the play. Get another look. Put behind after the screen, then gain the head of Zimbo Yu.
Substitution, 双方请求换人。
Coach Greg getting Tian Hao out there as Kenny Manigault will take a seat on the bench. Lone import out there is Ivan Marinkovic and Christian Inigue for their respective teams. Coach Greg had a long conversation with Oscar, and now putting him on the substitution bench, substitution chairs. And quite appropriately, Tian Hao commits a foul. Mandarin would say 配合. A very cooperative kind of move there by Tian Hao to help get Oscar back in. He needed a long set of instructions from Coach Greg. Jeremy probing the baseline, hooking a pass to Inigue. How did he find him? But he blows it at the rim. Ah, yeah, spoiling a would-be assist. Marinkovic with the left hand, able to finish. I think Coach Marchand wants to finish this game off right, so that's the Kings calling a timeout. We got one last commercial break before the end of regulation here in this matchup between the Kings and Lioneers.
Like chili, chili, dilly, 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 and tastes like chili, dilly, dilly, tastes like chili, chili, dilly, 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 dilly.
Everybody make some noise for new Taipei Queens！ 谢谢我们最漂亮的女王们，新北光啦啦队。Let's go！ 大家记得可以在我们呢跟我们场边的 Queens 们一起为我们新北光加油应援。
This season, the Plus League launched the Quan and Ryan show, the PLG 国际调查部, talking about the East Asia Super League and basketball in the region. Subscribe so you don't miss out. Our last episode covered the TNT Tropan Giga squad from Manila, or basically the Philippines. They play a lot in Manila. Before they matched up against the Braves, who won their first East Asia Super League game. Jeremy to the rack and scoring layup before Lioneer shot blocker came in. Corner three missed by Zimbo Yu. As now Julian Hall is trying to apply some pressure against Jeremy. He does have a slight height advantage, but Jeremy, of course, is a little bit more dribble skill and a little bit more experience. See, Zong aggressively doubles as the Lioneers foul. I don't think intentionally, but that's the team's fourth. Get another look at Jeremy. Again, his long strides can always beat Oscar, so Oscar really can't get beat with that first step. Now on the block, a little easier to keep up as Xiao Li will try to hit it off the backboard. quickly the other way. 5 out for the Lioneers as Afe trying to go one-on-one against Jeremy and good enough to put it on target. Kind of a violent move there that Jeremy's trying to figure out how he commits the foul. Communicating with the refs, I'm assuming in Mandarin. After playing a number of years in the CBA, we should ask, did he and Joe and their brother go to Mandarin school, Chinese school on the weekends? I wonder if that stuff sticks. If you ask my camp friends, not really, but when you play pro ball here in Taiwan and in mainland, probably got to work on it a little bit. Joseph Lin will come in, as will Byron Mullins for the Kings. Lioneers also bringing in Oshefu on their part, along with Lu Guanxuan. First free throw made by Afe. In the second season of the Plus League, was a member of the Taoyuan Pilots, now Taoyuan Puyuan Pilots. Hits both of his free throws. Averaged 3.9 points, 3.8 rebounds, and only 14 games played. That year, the Plus League had each team play 30 regular season games. Oscar raising the level of defense, but Joe crosses him up. Aaron pass though. Oscar quick fire 3 is no good. A foul on the rebound. And I believe that is 5 by the Lioneers. Maybe not the worst thing in the world. Coach Greg does love to run as many offensive set plays as he can. So whether it's taking timeouts or fouling on the before the other team can even go on offense. Seen that plenty in his 3 now going on 4 years of coaching. Well, the Kings are a little bit lackadaisical with their trips to the line. Number 24 for the Kings, Venti Hongzi-san, who's kind of a part-time player coach now. So part-time player, part-time coach, having a long conversation with Jeremy about something. I'm assuming his night is over. The Kings have another home back-to-back next weekend, so Oscar missing it at the rim, but there's a kind of a weak whistle. Offensive foul, they say. Some push in the back. Oshefu's 4th personal. There you see Ling Jinbang kind of tangled up with Shi Yanzong. Let's see where the push in the back was. Crashing into Inigwe. And now Inigwe has missed another. Oshefu played 12 minutes in the Saturday game of the preseason. And then 18.5 on Sunday. So relatively speaking, a conservative workload, but as did all the Lioneers imports. So we don't really know what is, and to use a baseball term, what stretching them out will look like. As now Joseph Lin talking it over with Coach Marchand for finding his way to the back end of the bench. Guanxuan, a quick fire off of the dribble as Oscar rebound and firing it right back up for 2. With 6 minutes left in the game, the Kings asking for a timeout. Oscar really excited after that one, ran all the way to his own bench and skipping the final third of the way. He's got 25 on the night. As mentioned, the Kings have played 12 players so far in the game, with second-year player Li Weiting still due for a season debut. He's not active for game 1. And newcomer number 49, Zheng Hao, Zai Zheng Hao. Meanwhile, the Lioneers, 11 guys have come on the floor, but Evan Lee Jiahui only for 39 seconds if you can count that rotation. And I would say barely. Have 3 players scoring double digits. Starting the game, Marinkovic with 13, Fiba with 14, but only on 5 for 15 shooting. And Oscar, who's really been the only bright spot for the Lioneers, but he's not been able to get his teammates involved. 3 assists for him, 12 for the Lioneers to 20 turnovers as Li Kaiyan will commit the offensive foul. Sometimes teammates might make fun of them and say they are too strong in the weight room, but that left arm definitely extends out and gets Hsinchu on his rear. Still more half-court offense for the Lioneers. And Oshefu called for the illegal screen. Took one extra step, the referee thought, on the handoff. Well, it was close, but there is room for a cleaner screen, as there you see Oshefu's 5th personal. Well, so much for a half-court set. Big Sushi out to Mullins, guarded by Hsinchu. Try to go between his legs. As JJ hook pass to Big Sushi, who lays it in for 2. Good connection there. Number 10 to number 17. Big Sushi also has James as an English name. Hsinchu got his hand in there and will force a Lioneers turnover. Li Kaiyan with the easiest steal for some Lioneers. Oscar adds to his point total. And Mullins and Big Sushi on the side. Interesting spacing as lobs it up for Mullins, spinning and scoring. Trying to get a whistle out of that play as well. Great skill to score that one. Oscar from the right side, no. Mullins lets it fly. And another Lioneers turnover. They say it off the leg. Line changed as Tian Hao, Zhong Hao, and Marinkovic are in. Oscar is 27, does lead the game. Kings' top scorer is Jeremy with 26. Hsinchu had that one poked free. As good effort by Hsinchu. Almost got a turnover. Hsinchu in his 3rd year of being a pro does not look like he's put on hardly that much muscle, if any. Li Kaiyan fakes one way, goes the other, as JJ's got to catch and shoot and buries it from the corner. fouls to give, so that'll be a free throw opportunity. As Li Kaiyan expertly dekes out the defender on the handoff, and then Big Sushi knew who the better shooter is out there. King Hall good with the first. As mentioned, his assist to turnover ratio took a big step back last season. There he was. Decent from the line last year, and there he goes to miss it. 74% on 27 attempts. That's 20 makes if you're too lazy to do the math. Lioneers switch back, but Li Kaiyan blows it at the rim. Had all the daylight with that layup. Wide open, Zumboli. Hall, a quick fire three, and 2 misses in a row, and 2 straight offensive boards by the Lioneers. Nobody wants to shoot, so 3 seconds left. On the run and blocked. Looks like it's going to be a shot clock violation. There's a team that's kind of given up on a play. Here's Li Weiting. His good bud Chen got the mismatch and scores on the assist from Byron Mullins. Both of those gentlemen went to Taisan High School in New Taipei. About 6 months apart is their age. There's a foul, and we'll get our first sighting of their new player. Coming in along with Tank is number 49, Zai Zhenghao. Listed at 194 centimeters tall. Previously a member of the Taiwan Beer Squad. And the Kings said goodbye to Omar or Yang Hsinchu, who played some of the heavier local big minutes. A little bit of a scramble offense as Chen can't score on the runner. Looks like he took a hard fall. Lioneers got a 5-on-4 going as the Jare tries to step back and hits. Lioneers fans have been clamoring for him to more confidently take that 3 ball. Li Weiting could be a little stronger with it as a Lioneer got a hand on the ball. There's a whistle. All locals now for the rest of the way as Ivan Rinkovic's Lioneers debut presumably done. Looks like a little last second sub as Ling Jingbang sneaks onto the court. Double dribble by Hall. Aggressive defense by the Kings bench. Tank spin move, extra step. Try to find an open teammate. As Ling Jingbang goes on the run and gets the friendly bounce. Quickly down the Xian zone, who's fouled from behind. Probably should have laid it in anyways. Li Ting, after missing 2 free throws, not connected with his defensive assignment. That's not a good sign for your point guard out there. Lioneers last year opened the season on the opening night against the Braves. Didn't get their first victory until week 3 when they returned to Hsinchu County Stadium where they defeated the Steelers. Li Ting, little jump pass to Tank in the right corner, and he hits. A little tank snipe by Wang Bozi as they force a turnover. One man to beat and blocked at the rim by Hsinchu. Zai Zhenhao, or he's called Ahazai. Finishes off that play as Tianhao looks like he wanted no part in going on offense. Grabs Li Ting and the refs call it a foul, as they should. Lioneers do show some signs, as you would expect, after a whole offseason, some training camp, and even a trip to Singapore, where Lioneers played in the FIBA Champions Cup. The clock will run out, and the new Taipei Kings will begin this season with 2 victories and a game coming up tomorrow, another home game against the Pilots. First game at home is a success, and stick around, viewers, if you want to hear the post-game interview. As is customary in our Plus League coverage. Former Steelers teammate Jamarcus and Jeremy having a moment after the game. Jamarcus had a dislocated shoulder from the preseason. So still yet to see his Lioneers official debut. Well, there were stretches the Kings weren't in their best form, and they really didn't shoot from outside all that accurately. But their defense stymied the Lioneers enough, caused enough turnovers, forced them to be a very isolated, heavy team. And of course, when they get to running, I'm sure the stats will bear out that their fast break statistics will be very much in their favor, as that 35-15 third quarter was huge. Hey, very quickly, we have Jeremy Lin on the microphone. Asked about the fan support he's gotten at home.
就是肯定是第一场 Plus League 的主场，肯定很有意义。那我们都看到氛围、环境都很好玩。所以真的现在我就是到处在看，你可以看很多球衣、很多海报、很多别的东西，就是很有热情。所以真的很感谢球迷。
Jeremy is sharing that it's always exciting to debut for a new team. First game at home was fun, seeing a lot of jerseys, posters, and fan content out there.
你怎么问这种问题啊？把我放在这样子的一个位置，其实说实话，不管我在哪一个球馆去打，不管客场、主场，对我来说，我来 Plus League， 从第一天到现在。 我真的想不到一场比赛没有很多球迷在外面等，前面3个小时比赛还没开始，后面1个小时比赛打完，中间都是很多球迷，当然可能有不一样的文化、不一样的球队、不一样的这个风格。钢铁他们是变成像一个夜市，类似一样的，对不对？所以这个也很有趣。对啊，下次不要问我这样子的问题。
Jeremy sharing that comparisons to the Steelers home stadium, but he says he gets a lot of fan support no matter where he is before and after the game. Different styles, like the Steelers could have a feel like a night market after games.
谢谢你，中文很好。
As the dynamic duo of Byron Mullins and Manigault
如果是骂人或者什么就不是我教他了。
And Jeremy trying to claim his innocence, saying that all the bad words that Manigault and Kenny knows, not taught by him.
对我来说，我一直会强调这件事。国王不是一个进攻的球队，肯定我们进攻很强，可是其实我觉得我们的 identity， 我们的身份会是在防守上。这是每一个好的球队，必须要有好的防守，所以我们会很专注在这边防守这边。我们希望大家打我们会觉得我们的防守是比较好的，那不能保证每一场球会防得很好，我们只是希望能够这样子去打。
Then Jeremy sharing that he wants to be the Kings to be a defensive first team. All strong teams are defensive teams. He wants other teams to get a feeling that they can't score against them.
领航人就是从来不会是一个简单的一场比赛，你知道吗？他们都是很认真的去打球，他们上身体，他们就是很努力，很努力一个球队，然后也是好的球队，所以他们去年好像是连着10场还是什么就赢了10场，像这种球队，你不会觉得。 从来不会觉得哦，我们就是很简单，我们就 show up， 然后可以赢球，永远不会这样子。
And asked about tomorrow's opponent in the Pi, and say they always play hard, very tough, physical. 10 straight wins was impressive, and in a playoff team in the end. So still worth their full concentration. So the Mandarin broadcasters also complimenting for Jeremy's post-game interviews. And a pretty decent arm to toss up his jersey as the excited fans receiving the jersey top, and now the sneakers being signed. If you're curious, go on to the Plus League site to see the stats of him and all the other participants of the game. PLeagueofficial.com/game. 426 for this one in particular. Jeremy ended the night with 26 points, only 2 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. As mentioned, they will have another game tomorrow night at 5 p.m. I'll be right here on the commentary. We'll go to a break before one final analysis here from Hsinchu, the victorious Kings team on opening night. The final score, 111-87 for the New Taipei Kings against the Hsinchu Lioneers. Thanks for tuning into this broadcast. Be sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. There's the combined team statistics, where, of course, we said it before and said it again, the three-point shooting wasn't there, but the Kings, as Jeremy mentioned, really turned up their defense, caused a lot of turnovers, and they did a good job sharing the basketball. 25 turnovers, the bottom left, and then the assist, second to bottom row, 26 for the Kings. And then really the biggest difference was the third quarter. Lioneers 5 of 16 shooting, 8 turnovers. Kings only rotated 8, and some of those guys didn't even make it to 4 minutes played, but a combined 16 for 29 from the field, but only 2 for 11 from 3. So not even the best offensive performance. They had 11 assists, so sharing the basketball well, finding the holes in the defense. Let's look ahead to tomorrow on Sunday, November 19th, down in Zhanghua. The Braves play the Dreamers in a rematch of the very first game of the Plus League's history and the first season finals. And here in Xinzhuang, the Taipei Pilots will finally open up their season on the 4th game day of the year against the Kings. The Pilots now with veteran Ryan Lee Xueling on the squad. We'll see if he and the Pilots can successfully take down the Kings at their home court. Well, on behalf of the 6 teams in the league operations, the broadcast partners, I'm Ryan Chen, and thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.